Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Now, as you can see, I'm back in the craft room today, and a couple of weeks back I was doing a technique with the Brusho powders and the bleach, and there was one that I started but I never finished. Well, today we're going to finish that one. So hope you enjoy watching. If you do, please like and subscribe. See, techniques card. And I'm going to pop my water down, a lot of water all over it. I'm coming in with the aquamarine. Can you see the way it moves? Isn't that just beautiful? And I think to do this, it's going to take a bit of time, because I think I'm going to have to just leave it. It's so very wet. I don't want to take that colour off. I want to leave it there. So I think I'm just going to have to move the whole thing, the glass plate and all, and just leave it do its thing. I'm just going to so that's that. Maybe while it's still wet, I'm going to come in with a bit more colour, go over it again, because I want the colour to go down really deep. I'm going to have to pick up some of this colour from here, and I know I could come in with more cardstock and make another card out of that to create another background, but look, as I said, they go a long way and they just last forever anyway. So I apologise if any of you think that I'm being wasteful by doing this. It's an idea that I have in my head and I want to go with it. So you probably should leave that dry. I'm going to move this out of the way altogether, leave it on this, and I'm going to leave that dry before I come back in. This one is still drying, and I think I'll come back to this maybe in a future video and do the technique that I was thinking about. Well, these were the pieces that I was working on that last day, and this one in particular I wanted to try the bleach technique on, and these were another two pieces that I made that day that I haven't used yet for cards, so I'm just going to move them out of the way. Now, the idea I had was I put some bleach into this little dropper, and I want to drop it on top from a height. And as I said to you in that video, and I'll link it below, and I might actually add some of the footage into this video so you can see, it's quite a messy technique with the Brushos, especially when you use them at this level. And so it's important to maybe wear some protective clothing and gloves. Now, I've that part of it done, obviously, so I'm just going to be very careful. And also this is bleach, which you need to be careful with, but I won't be touching it as such. So I'm just going to unscrew that, and I'm going to squeeze in some of the bleach, and I want to come up fairly high and just drop it onto it. Now, I've never done this. I don't really know what to expect, but I'm just going to come. Hopefully it won't be a disaster. That one was quite a lot. I'm going to pick up some of that, I think. So I apologise there. For some reason, my mic isn't working. So I'm going to have to do a talk over for the rest of the video. So I'm just picking up the drops of bleach from the cardstock. Just dabbing them off with some tissue. As you can see. And you can see the image in the background coming through there where the bleach was. Now I was hoping for a tie-dye effect, but it's not exactly a tie-dye, and you'll see in a few moments the longer it's left, the more it bleaches out. So I'm just coming along and I'm adding some more drops of bleach. And I've decided to go around, because of the way it started coming through, I decided I'd just add swirls and, you know, go in different directions so that I could get different textures going on in the background. So at this stage, I'm really having fun. So I'm coming back in now with some more tissue, and I'm going to I'm leaving the bleach for a few moments to let it take more effect, and I'm going to start dabbing it off again. And as you can see, it's really starting to take effect back there now. I was beginning to get really excited when I saw the result. I think it's just beautiful. I'm really, really pleased with this. It's a shame that the mic isn't working. I'll have to get it checked out, but as you can see, it's a gorgeous finish. So as you can see, the longer that I've left that there, the more detail that has came out in it. And I'm loving this. And it's not exactly tie-dye, but I came in with my heat gun and I dried it off. And in case you're wondering about this is the cardstock that I used. It's a multi-techniques paint on cardstock. They just come like that, and it's a good, you know, it's £115 weight. So yeah, I would recommend that for it. I think it's quite nice. So next I'm going to decide what we're going to use with this beautiful background. So I decided to use Ariel, and also I'm using little Rory there and my Vine Flourish. So decided on those Lavinia stamps to use. I thought that they'd be really nice with that background. So I'm just coming in with my stamping platform, and I'm going to pop my piece of cardstock into the corner. I'm just grabbing Ariel there now, and I'm going to pop her down. I think you'll agree that background is just stunning. So I'm coming in now with my Versafine Clair in Nochturn. which is that lovely deep black colour, and I'm going to ink Ariel up. So the weather here today it's a beautiful day. Weather hasn't been too good here for a while, but today it's quite nice. It's lovely and warm, and it's changeable. It's cloudy and sunny, but best day we've had in a long time. So I decided I was going to use Ariel and Rory. I used them there not that long ago in another card, and I really liked the combination together. Thought they looked very nice. So I said I'd go with that again. And I most certainly would do a background like this again, use this technique. It's great to try out different things. And it's great fun. I had great fun making that lovely background. I'm just wiping that stamp off. And I think I was saying that I'm going to put that stamp aside because it needs to be cleaned properly. So I'm going to come along later and put it into some warm soapy water and just give it a good wash, because it's gone a bit grubby, and there was bits of fluff kind of on it as well. So I will clean that properly later on. So next I'm going to come in with little Rory here. And all I can do is apologise for this voiceover. I'm not used to of doing the videos this way, and not very good at it. I prefer to talk as I'm going. It's just how I am. And I guess I just like to, when things pop into my head, kind of say what I think. But I'm inking up Rory now. And need to go and get my microphone checked. So I'm using this little tool that my husband made for me there a while back. I believe that you can buy them as well, but it's just a large doorknob, and he put some wood onto it, I think screwed it on and attached some felt. And I've got arthritis in my wrist, and it just helps me with the pressure, it doesn't stop the pain, but it's not as severe, I suppose. So just wiping that off. And I'm going to come in with my vine flourish now. So I'll have to move my cardstock into the middle. And then I decided that, no, I'm going to go with an acrylic block altogether. Because when you're using a big piece like that, it's kind of awkward. With the stamping platform, the edges are raised and they can get in the way of the stamping. So just pop in the vine flourish down, and pardon the notifications coming through. Putting the vine flourish down on the acrylic block, and I'm coming in with my Versafine Clair in Twilight. So I decided I was going to use Twilight for this because I didn't want this to be overstated. I wanted to have the little leaves in the background, but I wanted them to kind of be subtle and just, that you can see them, but not to stand out as much as the little fairy stamps. So I was quite happy with the way they did come out. They kind of nearly look like second generation stamping because the colour is similar to the background. They're just popping a bit down on the corner there. And decided to put some on the sides also. And I think it's beginning to come together. Quite pleased with the way it's turning out. So I had a little think about it then, and I decided that I'd keep going because I could come in with a different stamp for the bottom, but I just thought that the leaves all around would be nice. Just light. I don't usually use that one on the bottom, but I didn't want it to get too fussy and using too many different things. So I think the leaves all around just add to that kind of magical look. And as I said, I really love this background. Absolutely think it's gorgeous. Can't wait to try it again. Maybe with different colours. So we're almost there now with the stamping. I think I just come in and put one or two more bits here and there. And I'm quite happy with that. I don't want to spoil the background, but I come in now and I just ground my fairies just a little bit with the Twilight again. I don't want it to stick out too much. You're just gently going along the end there, just to make it look like she's standing on something. And the same again with Rory. Yep, and I'm quite happy with that. And it didn't put too much colour down as to spoil the background. So I decided I wasn't going to come in and do the edges, but I said I'd pop it down. That's an A4 sheet of cardstock, white linen cardstock, that's 300 GSM. And I'm going to mount it onto that. I didn't go around the edges, as I said, with the darker colour because it's already darker around the edge and I don't want to take away from it. But I have trimmed it down slightly just around the edges so that it will fit. It was an A5 piece of card and it's an A4 that's been folded in half that I'm mounting it on. So therefore I needed to trim around the edges just slightly. So popping down my double-sided tape now. So I'll pop that onto the piece of cardstock and I think you'll agree it turned out absolutely gorgeous and I'm really pleased with it. So thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe.